does black love exist anymore still?
Yes, it does.
Yes, I mean, yes, it does, but in some ways I can see it declining. And now, obviously, you know, love is love, but the way I see it is, oh my God, thank God for Dr. Uma Johnson, because ever since I discovered
I sent
that
you that
guy,
link. I told you, babe.
Easy.
I sent you that link. I was just like,
yeah, because the thing is,
I heard you. I was like,
I didn't realize that love is actually political. Like who you marry is actually political, because when you marry someone, you're not just marrying them, you're marrying everything about them. So their culture, where they're from, you're getting to learn about them, and they're getting to learn more about you. And the thing is, obviously love is love, and some people, like, if they want to date whites, whatever, like, if you want to be open, that's how you roll. But there are people, I do feel like there are some black men who feel like dating white men makes them feel better, and who also understand,
raises their standards.
Exactly, raises their standards.
That's what they think.
And they also feel like, because they're so, they can, like, they feel like they're just better than black women. And then it's the same black men that will be putting black women down.
Yes.
Because white men, they don't put their women down.
White men don't.
See, yeah, sorry, honey.
But that's just how I see it. But I definitely, I do think in some ways black love is declining. Even in Birmingham, I've seen so many interracial couples, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying anything wrong with that. Do you? But what I'm saying is, love is political. When you're marrying someone, it shows what you believe in, it shows your values, and it shows like how you, because especially when you're having kids, like there's this, interracial couple. I am gonna mention their name, Adana and David. They had a video, on YouTube about, languages, because she's Nigerian, but she came here for medical school, and her husband is a German, and they were talking about languages, and then imagine this woman have the mouth. I mean, I like her, I like her, I like the husband. They're really nice people on YouTube. She had the mouth to say that we've decided that my husband David will be speaking German. Can you hear it?
David.
Oh yeah. Maybe that's the German word. I don't know, but that's what she calls it. And like David will be speaking German to him while I speak English, because growing up anyway, we never spoke Igbo. I spoke. Yeah, she was like, I'll show you the video later. I didn't speak Igbo till I was about 9 anyway. Are you thinking your son is a black man? The society does not see him as white because of white supremacy. You're mixed, but they will see you as black, right? And at the end of the day, you're not passing down your culture to him, because understanding the language, or at least learning the language, especially when he's mixed race, is very important, and and the fact that you're allowing your husband
give you that extra link.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of language is so powerful.
You feel connected. And the thing is, and the fact that you're going on, okay, he's German. Yes, the dad is German, and you live in Ireland, which is wonderful. But at the end of the day, the society sees you as black. They're not gonna see him as a German man. No, he's black. He's Nigerian. That's what they will look at him. But I do feel like this is when these things matter, because again, love is political, and who you marry and who you fall in love with is important. But
my problem is that it's been put in as in progression. That interracial means that you're progressing, and if you only date black, it means that you're not progressing.
What?
Yes, it's just like that's my problem, because what people don't realize is that up to 60 years ago, it was illegal.
Yeah.
All right, it was illegal to marry for interracial relationships. Being gay was illegal 60 years ago. There's still people living at those times. So my problem is, so you now decided, as in, let's do white societal, because any argument can be completely eroded when we look at individual cases, right? Let's look at societal. At one point, I was disgusting to you. At one point, you'd be ashamed. At one point, I was locked up in a room and you can come, all right? How many, throughout history, how many mixed race children have been there that have been unclaimed? So when you now decide that it's okay to date me, it's okay to be seen with me, it's okay by law that my children now accepted and my children now will be a part of you, because you decided now you're gonna, as in, put these messages that it's wrong for me to love my own. It's wrong for me to love someone that looks like a member of my family, to love someone that when I look at them, I see myself. I don't have a problem with interracial relationships. I have a problem with it as in a sense of being glorified and then bringing down black love. And then when if you don't see black love, it means
you
that
don't believe in it.
You don't believe in it, but it's also saying that black love is destructive.
Yeah, it's not powerful.
Damaging.
Yes.
It's broken.
Yes.
There's no benefits to it whatsoever. That's what my
empowering.
issue is. And then that you're saying that it's progression.
Yeah.
That if I only date black, that means I'm not progressive. No, I have an issue with that. And the other issue I have, there are people who have preference. People who are generally attracted to members of as in people from other races. Yes, I believe in that. You have preference, go for it. I don't like it when it comes from a place of self-hate. You date whoever you want to date with. That is it. Why are you bringing me into it?
Exactly.
All right, you like Spanish women, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. They look good, enjoy yourself. Then the next line is, but that's why I don't date black women, because the Spanish woman does this, this Spanish woman does that. You black women, you need to step up. I take this all
black
women down
all the time.
And I always say this, I was minding my own business. All right, I was sitting here leaning on Kevin, minding my own business, and then you like to then come to me. Stop that, because the other problem is you look a fool. You look stupid. You're cussing black women, but they're looking at you like, are you not black? Because that's all they're hearing. It's just that even when we have these issues with light skin, dark skin, they look at us, we're all black. They see us like, you know, some people just think we all look the same anyways, right? So it's just like, stop going against your own. If that's your preference, fine. But there's a lot of people who come from a place of self-hate, and they want to, because they have they have a dislike, because there's so many challenges that comes with being black in the Western world, because you have so many challenges and you are resentful of those challenges and you don't feel good about yourself. You want to bring somebody else down. It's just that when somebody is a bully, because I've seen as in bullying mentality, people who are bullies are hurt themselves. People who are bullied have gone through trauma themselves, who are finding a way of coping or trying to find some form of control, trying to find some kind of understanding. And some feel that if they do date outside their race, if they do date white, it means it's going to raise up their standards. It means that they're going to have some kind of understanding, they're going to have some kind of control and acceptance, and that's where it's coming from. And honey, it's not going to happen, because you're still the black man in the room.
Exactly.
I'm okay for now. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Oh, fucking hell.
You said it all.
Actually, just to add to what Izzy said about you're still gonna seen as black man in the room, because there are still people, because obviously being white is seen as the superior race. So many black people feel like if they're with the white person, it will sort of make you feel like you're on the same level. You make up for it, but you wouldn't.
No,
because you want your children not to go through what you went through. I have that understanding.
I have the understanding, but at the same time, your kids are going to be considered white.
But they still have they still have an advantage.
Yes,
they still have an advantage.
And
they still have an advantage. It's just the same thing. Sorry to interrupt you, Tochi. It's just the same thing as in, I feel like now we are giving away. You see how before, like if you look at slavery, where identities were stripped off, like as in taken away from our culture, our names and so on. Now we're giving away freely, right? We are now becoming ashamed. We are giving our children names, non-African names, non-Caribbean names and so on, names that do not have any heritage whatsoever. True. We are not teaching our children their language. All right, language is a powerful thing.
Listen to what she's saying.
Language is a powerful thing. Language is the core of you. And I understand being in the Western world, that if here I feel African, if I go to Congo, they're gonna treat me, they're gonna be like I'm European. But at the end of the day, when I speak my language, it's still, it makes me feel connected, it makes me feel powerful. We're literally giving it away for free. So like our parents who have given us Western white names, so to give us that start in life, I do understand people who, you know, actually date white for that reason, because they don't want their children to go through the same thing. Yes, they are mixed race, but they still have some level of privilege still in it.
Of course.
And the thing is, at times your name can actually prevent you from getting
yes.
there's been many cases, like even like on the newspapers, you read cases of where people's names, people have had to change their first and last name to get a job.
But don't you think it's so sad that you give birth to a beautiful child, and the first thing you're thinking is every single way that they're going to be discriminated against and how hard it's going to be, and the one thing that you can do to kind of stop or to lessen their struggle is by changing their name.
But isn't that a lack of parenting already?
It's not a lack of parenting. It's it's argued like parents are looking for their child, like they want.
But then wouldn't you groom your child to be strong and independent and to be aware of what is going on and be able to accept this is my name. If I don't get this job, I'm gonna keep trying until I get what I need to. I'm gonna have my afro. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna be proud of it because that is who I am. Why would you try and prevent your child from knowing that, having that knowledge?
What I've grown to understand is that some people just do not have the skill set. Some people have the intention, but they just do not have the skill sets to give their child that power, especially if they haven't been given that power and that strength themselves, so they don't know how to teach it. So sometimes we can blame a lot of things on parents and we can have loads of high expectations on parents, but some people, where did they come from? What backgrounds did they come? And they just do not have the skills, they do not have the capability to pass on that strength to their children.
It's true.
So they are like, let me make things a little bit easier, let me give them a name that they're not going to know that they're black until they come into the room, you know, and then by then hopefully they're going to look at their credentials, they're going to look at, you know, what they've written, and then give them a chance.
True.
I know what you're saying is completely right, but I've just grown to understand that some people just don't have it in them, and we can't have the same expectations for every single person.
That's true. Yeah. Well, you were going to say something before.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, the lack of black love, I think. I think it's easy to, like, when you are single, right, it's easy to discourage yourself from a relationship because you can't imagine yourself. You know, part of what feeds into imagination with relationships and marriage is seeing others like you, because you can potentially see yourself in other people. But the less you see of that, the more you start to believe in yourself that that's capable for you. And I think that that's where I find a lot of problems with people that I know, and sometimes with myself, because it does fuck with you to think that maybe that might not happen for you because you can't really see it with anyone else. With the relationships I know of, that it is either light skin or black, or it is a white man and a black man. There's rarely any black on black relationships that I personally know, and if I do, they're all in disarray.
Well, I didn't have that experience growing up. I had, as in seeing the broken marriages, but I saw strength and black love growing up, as in marriages that have been together for 20 years and they're very much.
But what about, alright, now?
I think that generation is different.
Our generation,
because back then there's no such thing as getting a divorce.
That is true.
Yes, it's true.
If you fight, you're making up then because you're sleeping in the same bed. Like, they don't believe in all of that, so like they'll work it out. Our generation is completely different.
But then our generation has, what we have to factor in, we have much more choice than any of our parents ever had.
It's more sexualized.
It's more sexualized, but we have much more choice. Some of us are like, even for you, Tochi, you know, you're saying like, I want to finish uni first before you want to get into any kind of relationship. So even that, it's a choice. So we're making choices, whereas before, you know, at 18, you wanted to get in the relationships. Like, I don't want to have children right now, and I want to have children like in 3 years' time because there's so much I want to do. But before, a woman didn't make that choice, you know?
Yeah. That's true.
So you was talking about like your damaging, you were seeing loads of damaging relationships. So how has that affected your outlook on black love?
It affects it more with the type of people that approach me. And just you constantly meet people that aren't serious and they're black, but then they want to have sex with you. But then when I do see them get into relationships, it's always with a light-skinned person. But they still always message, and they still always obviously are attracted, but it's still always a light-skinned person to get into a relationship with. It happens to me all the time. It's like I'm the right tone to I'm the right tone to fuck, but I'm not the right tone to be in a relationship with.
But you know what's interesting? Because I did African American studies. And there's a theory that actually states that, I don't know as in how it will apply to like homosexuality, right? But as in a heterosexual sense, that it was that light-skinned women and light skin were to be played with. as in they were promiscuous. So they were seen as toys and so on, and also because of the nature of where they came from, seen as something to be looked at and played with, but it wasn't something that. But when you wanted to settle down, you settled down with a dark-skinned woman, and you had children with a dark-skinned woman because the dark-skinned woman will give the upbringing to your children. So it's just like now things are flipped. Because when I was growing up, it's horrible to say, but it was always like, you don't wifey the light skin.
You don't wifey it.
You don't wifey
in school as well. They always
it was always like,
they're always sluts.
It's just like discrimination.
Not like it's, I don't think like that, but like in school, mixed race people or light skinned people are always sluts.
And that's where it comes from. And then I can't remember this poem exactly, but it's just like when he said, please don't quote me, it's just like, when they came for the Jews, I said nothing. When they came for the communists, I said nothing. When they came for this, I said nothing. But when they came for me, no one spoke out for me. Discrimination always changes. So when we was growing up, you know, light-skinned girls and boys, they had that kind of bad reputation, and we said nothing because we were the ones getting wifeyed at the end of the day, because, you know, I was getting wifeyed, but they were being given these bad names. And now it's kind of switched where, as in being light-skinned is glorified, and and everyone's forgotten about that. So things change all the time.
That's where bleaching comes into it.
Oh, don't get me started on bleaching. I'm Congolese.
Look how he turned his head. No.
Kevin, you're not saying anything, baby. Go on.
That is where bleaching comes into it.
How do you feel? How do you feel about black love?
I mean, I think what you said about the preference thing, like some people do mistake preference for prejudice. Like, yes, you can prefer like a white person, but then if you're black and you can't prefer your own, I feel like there's something wrong with you.
Why?
Why can't you? It's like self-hate. Why can't you prefer your own skin tone?
Or dislike it so much
that you now have to own it. Your preference is
by it.
There's something wrong with you.
Yeah. And I think that's when the bleaching thing comes in, because you know, with the bleaching argument is like a lot of them don't do it well, and it's like, even when you start, okay, but I didn't know you're not light skinned. Because your knuckles are brown.
You have the signs. There's people that do it very well.
Yeah,
that's true.
But then there's always the signs. These are the signs.
The celebrity that I actually showed you, the one in Nigeria.
Her one is injection.
Okay, yeah, you were telling me about it.
It has to be, because if you use the cream, you can always tell it's the knuckles, right?
Yeah.
You can always tell the knuckles. The other thing is, if you look inside the ear will look green.
Yeah.
It will look green. I'm telling you now, because of the veins and everything like that, the ear will look green. That's how you can also tell. Like, people don't know about the ear. I've seen enough people bleaching, but now people got different. There's injections, so the injection literally comes to the core. So you won't be able, if you didn't know them before, you would not be able to tell that they've bleached at all. Yeah. So people are going on to like other levels and everything.
But then I feel like a lot of people don't understand like the what provokes someone to bleach. So people just see like people bleach and it's just like, oh, they've chosen to bleach, but it's like it's more deeper than that. Like it's more internal. Like it's more to do with the mind and how you see yourself. Like someone doesn't just wake up one day. Well, some people do it, but most people don't just wake up one day and then just decide to bleach. It's something which this society has like put upon people, that lighter skin is the better skin.
Oh my god, he's right. I got told that I should try bleaching on Saturday.
By who?
I can't say. Randomly.
But you know, just going back to what you were saying about how you kind of feel, okay, do you see what's her name, Little Kim, and what she's done with herself?
Yeah.
And in one interview she said, she went, the reason why she's done this because every man that she's been with always left her, cheated on her for either a light-skinned woman, a light-skinned woman, a Latino woman, or a white woman. Every single man that she's been with, so it basically made her feel inferior. So it made her like idolize these women. So that's why she changed herself. So in a sense, for no man to leave her because she is what they are looking for. Wow. So linking back to what you were saying about the fact that, you know, guys that you have spoken to ended up being with light skin after you, and they're like in a sense wifeying or like holding down the light skin. What effect has that had on you? Have you actually thought about how that's had on you, on your self-esteem and so on?
At a time, it did make me feel like I wasn't good enough. but I never once questioned my skin tone or like bleaching or whatever. It just made me feel like
you're not enough.
Yeah, gay men have an element of making you feel like that, you know, like that you're just not good enough, but they come to you acting like everything is right, but they just don't stay. And you don't need to do anything wrong. To just get sidetracked by something else. It's so easy for them to see something and then boof, that you're out the window, but there's nothing wrong with you. And they like jump in the field, and then when nothing works, they'll always come back to you for some weird reason.
Yeah, and
but actually, I wasn't good enough for you in the first place.
Actually, I have an example to give. This is someone me and Junior we know. I'm not gonna say names for some reason, but so I was talking to them. This was during Pride. I'm not gonna say which Pride, but during Pride. And so we were having a conversation about, you know, what kind of men that they like, and they told me that they like light skin. So I was like, okay. So I was trying to like find out the reason why, and they told me that it was because they grew up around an area that was mainly populated by whites. So to them, moving out from that area and coming to London, or I don't know, I'm not sure if they still live there, but to them, light skin is something closer to that. And I said that's a problem because it's not close. Light skin and white is two different. But it's like is you know because that. So the thing is, to me, I feel like I mean your upbringing affects how you think and everything like that. But it's sort of come on. This is 2017. And
you're an adult. Exactly. When do you take responsibility for your own? So
are you telling me that?
Forget about what
are you telling me that like you still have allowed your upbringing to still affect the decisions you make today, like every aspect? And like, are you telling me that you can't actually condition your mind to sit down and think about how these things matter? Because it really, really does matter. And when he was telling me this, I was just thinking like, what nonsense? What kind of excuse is that?
But then I have two things, because I hear about a lot of this like light skin, dark skin kind of thing, and then it does make, if you look at the undertone, it makes dark skin people sound bitter, right? And it makes them sound bitter, and it makes them, and it makes like us sound as if we don't want light skinned people to be loved, or we don't want them to be desired. I need to put that kind of disclaimer and everything like that. It's just like it's a discussion and it's a habit and so on. It's just like I think what I want to put out there is if it's a thing where somebody likes like light skin and likes mixed race, we're fine with that. But it's the fact is that those who do like light skin, like mixed race, like white, is that during that process, many they stump on dark skin. They stump, put us down, and speak so low. So it's like, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying, oh, please pick me, please pick me. Do not go out with a light skinned person. I'm like, light skinned people are beautiful, everyone is beautiful and everything like that. What my problem is it's like, do not put dark skin down, like in your quest for love. That's literally what we have, because I've seen it before and everything. I'm like, do you know what? Like us dark skin people, we're looking really bitter. Like we're looking at, and then no one has actually really explained
to be honest with you, I'm bitter sometimes. Let me tell you why. Because I'm not seeing so many successful black on black relationships. So sometimes I do get bitter. Like I'm not really bitter because I'm like, oh my god, why can't I come to me? No, but it's like I'm seeing situations where, I mean, it's fine.
You've seen a pattern.
Yeah, like I've sort of this, I have seen a pattern, and it's not just here. Like I've just seen a pattern consistently where light skin and like light skin being glorified, and so the thing is, a lot of people wouldn't even admit it, but unconsciously in their mind, with the way they are and with the things they say, and they only date light skin, and they just do it. And in all honesty, sometimes it does make me bitter because, in as much as I haven't found the one yet, and right now I'm fine, but I do want to see quite a few successful black on black love. I just want to see it, like, because it's declining both in the straight community and in the LGBT.
But then the other thing is that we have this perception. Like I study social anthropology, so it's basically a study of culture and people and social groups and how like groups affect each other and everything like that. So I like looking at cultures and talking to people. And sometimes we're so down on ourselves and we're seeing so much what's wrong with black relationships, and then people want to go to others. But I'm like, listen, the same things that you're talking about as in the gay black community is happening in the white community. There's so many white men who are not finding relationships, who are struggling as well.
Is that our business?
No, but what I'm saying is, like, you need to put it into
issues everywhere.
there's issues. What I'm saying, there's issues everywhere.
Because I'm really sorry to call you, because just like we're dealing with these issues, like, well, from this article that I read, like, I had like really cosmetic surgeries, like, in the white gay community, like literally fillers. People are getting fillers, getting chest, abs. I've never heard.
But we think we're the only one with the problem.
Issues, but they have their own issues as well. So
exactly, and then you know, I have friends who were just like, you know what, I'm done with black guys. I'm gonna date white. And then I went to them, listen. If you're gonna date white because you want to, but don't date white thinking that you're gonna get another treatment. Because I know tons of white girls. White girls are crying. Asian girls are crying, right? As in, you know, Latina girls are crying. Everyone is crying about their man. They're cheating. They're this, getting beaten. Everyone is getting beaten. So you're telling me that, you know, white women don't experience domestic abuse. Don't tell me this. Go, if you're gonna date white, go to white as in, don't think it's gonna be another, like, it's gonna be a better treatment. A man is a man, right? You just need to find the right one that's gonna treat you good. But don't think another race is gonna offer you anything different.
I feel like I would have to train a white man. I know, because listen with me, the thing with me, I feel like I'm very cultured, right? I feel like if I had to be with...
It's too much.
Yeah, I don't feel like... I look at it in a simple sense. Like if I was to go to a club and my mum was be there, the way I dance, the way I am, I can't imagine a white man adapting to me like that.
To me, I can't even be asked to tell you, okay, firstly, don't call my mum by her name. Number two, I speak Igbo. And if we're having kids, I'm speaking Igbo to them.
Yeah.
Number three, like, is it the food? Like, where do I even start? What can you cook?
I'm just lazy.
What do you do?
I'm lazy. I can, bottom line is another thing is in, like, I actually do have my preferences. You have to be darker than me. Like, actually, that is like my preference. But either way, when it comes to other races, I'm lazy. I've been on a couple of dates and everything like that and stuff because of, you know, and I just can't be bothered to teach someone about my culture, because if they're black, no matter where they're from, they have an understanding. First of all, we don't sit on the same couch at my parents' house. You sit over there, we act like we don't even know each other, right? There's a certain way that you talk to my parents.
Never. Everyone's auntie and uncle.
But, and like, if they're African, if they're black, they have that understanding already. I just need to tweak certain things to Congolese and Angolians. I just need to, like, tweak it and be like, oh, this is the one thing we do different, but it's not a long job. I'm too lazy. I can't be bothered. I don't want to have those conversations.
And I think with me, like, to me, I don't really. I mean, to be honest with you, I do prefer my people, and I don't really like light skin.
No, that's how it should be. Good. I would rather convince someone to try it outside. Like, try something different. Don't be so close-minded. Than for you to tell me that you don't date your own, but your preference is only white, is only Asian.
No, you mean like you're convincing them to date.
I'd rather them convince
their own race.
No, I would prefer to convince someone if they've had trouble. I'd be like, you know, maybe you should be open-minded, babe. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong with. I'd rather convince someone. Than someone who just strictly only tries outside and then don't like dating people their same shade or their own.
Because the thing is like, I mean, I have kind of tried. I have tried in the past.
I tried.
I think we all have. Everyone has tried it. Everyone's been on a date.
But the thing is with
Kevin,
me, like,
I just know I can appreciate.
We all have.
I can appreciate.
And they were nice. Like, honestly, I've been on dates. I have tried and everything like that. And they were wonderful and everything and really nice people.
It's just not there.
But for me, I felt like there was something missing.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody else who's black feels something and everything like that, then that is them and that is great to you. Just stop bringing your race down. That's my only problem. I don't care who people date.
That's what I hate.
I don't.
And they'll find the most stupidest thing
care.
to bring you down. See, dating a black person, that was the most little thing would just suddenly put you off. They'll be happy just because that person's light skinned.
Yeah. I'm telling you about the story about the woman in your comments when she, you know, the street when she saw the black man, the really good looking black man. Yeah, you haven't told that story.
Beauty. So there was a beautiful subscriber of mine, and she was telling me how she. You right there, don't you? Yeah. Look at him promoting black love. There was a woman. Yeah, she was saying how she saw the most beautiful man ever in her lifetime. and he had beautiful dreadlocks, he was chocolate, he was just everything, and he was with the most unattractive white woman. So she said, she did emphasize that, like, it's not like it could have been a beautiful woman, someone that matched him, but this woman was so unattractive, and the way that he was walking and holding her like she was, like he just won the lottery, and it really offended her because he was looking at her, like giving her the eye, but then he was holding his woman closer. And then I've seen a lot of that because me and Kevin, we went to eat, and it happened to us with the couple next to us, and then from that, everywhere we went, we just kept on seeing interracial couples. Now, this is a problem. It's not a problem seeing interracial couples. So I've got friends who are in interracial relationships. I've got aunties, so much white aunties. Probably I know more white aunties that have black. No, I'm being serious. But it's a problem when you see the black person and they give you just this look. I've had it, you know, a few times. Like I've had it on a train with a black man and two gay guys, a black man and a white man, and the black man was so hot, and then the gay man, he was just looking, and then the black man just did this, and then he looked at me. I was just like,
no, because sometimes, no, some are like
intimidated.
They're on the defensive. They think you're gonna come for them because they're dating outside their race. They think as another black person, you're
like,
gonna come for me.
Bet you wish this was you.
No,
that's what it felt.
Some of them are kind of like, you know, like on a defensive, like what you're gonna say, like they're ready to battle. Because what you have to realize is that a lot of interracial couples are getting a lot of shit.
Yes,
they're getting a lot of shit. They get stared at all the time. Yeah. They get comments all the time. They're getting attacked left, right, and center.
Yeah.
So yes, there could be some that like that, but yes, there could also be some who they've been attacked so much that they're ready for it. They're like, they come to a point where they're just like, they constantly got their sleeve up saying, listen, this is who I'm dating. You're coming for me. Let's do this. So it could literally be.
Now this is the problem. Because it seems like all the men that are nice and open seem to be those type of men in those relationships. Now when we try and find men, you would never think I would find a man that is that open to be grabbing me tighter in public so that everyone know that he's with me. Another black man. Never.
See, I don't lose hope about black love. I always knew I was going to have.
I would
black
never
love.
lose hope.
I never.
True.
So I'm not
you
like
always have to have a DL,
that it doesn't.
Someone's not out yet, or you're too this. Especially when you're a femme, or when you're just happen to be a bit flamboyant. You're too this. You're too this. To have a man to grip you and hold you tighter in the street.
You will have it.
I can't see it. It's always those relationships that have that man that you're like, oh my god. And then you see that and you're like, oh my lord.
Caucasian.
Yeah, and they're always so confident with them. They're always out. They hold hands, they kiss. It's so bizarre. But for me to have a man and for him to be doing that PDA in the street, never. Never, never, never. He would have to be DL. He's not out. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. Not to say I'm a PDA person because I'm not really that public display of affection. But it is nice once again for your man to just...
It can be reassuring.
Just now and again, just a little. But the men here don't do that. I don't really believe in it in this. I'm starting to slowly disbelieve in it in this country that is going to happen. I'm going to meet someone here and it's going to happen. I'm being serious. I can't. There's men here are just full of shit, and I've spoken to so many. Jesus, I feel like I could fill up 2 yellow pages, and everyone is full of the same type of shit, and they're all different. It's just the same stranger and different face. They just approach you differently. They just
mom says she's just like, you're on the same bus but a different driver.
Literally. And they just use all these approaches and try to get you on dates and stuff because they know you want something substantial. But really and truly, they just desire you for your body.
Actually, do you know what? I have a story to tell back on that date at the party. So I was in a situation where I met this person at work. There's 2 situations. So the first time, I was talking to this person, and the agreement was to, but it's like they wanted me to go on a date with them to the cinema. I'm like, what for? Like, we know the agreement. And the thing about those kind of people is that they want you to show them attention, but it's like when you do, they'll just keep wanting more. But if you take them seriously, they won't take you seriously.
Never.
They will keep wasting your time.
Yep.
And I was just like,
it's like they're like rejecting. It's like they're like putting you.
This is not the agreement. So no, I'm not going on a date with you. And there's also another situation about this particular person that I did like, but the person didn't like me back. And the thing about me, like, I'm so confident and assured in myself to the fact that, to me, rejection is like, everyone goes through it. Like, it's this thing called life, it will happen. And if you can't take rejection, then there's a big issue.
Exactly.
Like, you have to be able
to take rejection.
And, but then, every time the person sees me, the person keeps doing the most in the club, IZZY. And I just think about, why are you doing the most? Why are you trying to like get my attention when you know that you don't like me? Like, if I don't like someone, I'm not gonna go up to where they are and stand there. Like, I wouldn't even want to be associated next to them. What's the point? It's a waste of time. But these people, they want me to keep showing them attention because you either you're not masculine enough, or you're not I don't know, tall enough. You're not this enough, but yet they don't really have that.
Are they even enough?
Offer.
Exactly.
And again, it's about time now, because there's not many serious conversations that I hear. Like,
never.
People.
And when they
like,
want what they want, their qualities are so far fetched.
But not even far fetched. It's so basic. I want someone with nice personality.
But when you have all that in front of you, you can't even
realize it. Because you're not the ideal.
Because you haven't got Balenciaga on.
Yeah,
or you're not. Or you're saying about like you're not basically straight looking or something like that.
You're not masculine enough. You're not tall enough. You're not this enough. You're not straight acting enough. And it's like, when will it ever end?
And I've been you get dismissed for the most stupid thing.
Yeah.
You're either too feminine, you're too this. I've been told I'm too tall. You as well. I've been told I get too much attention on the street when I'm with people. Too much. They don't like that. And it's and the people that I've been with, that I've been on the street or we've gone somewhere, are pretty much more flamboyant than I am. But it's
they want their attention.
But it's so bizarre because ain't no one focusing on that. They focus on all the wrong things. They dismiss you for the most stupid things in life. Most stupid.
Like, personally, for me, I don't want kids, but like I won't really. But it's been a long time when I actually hear someone say, "I want someone who wants a family,"
and that would even change your mindset.
That would even make you think that, ooh,
maybe
that's interesting.
Thank you.
So what makes you like? How long have you felt this? Or like that can even easily ignite a conversation. But many of these people, they don't want to talk like that.
You say that, you're doing too much. Right, let's go with the flow.
Let's go
too long. You're too long. This is too fast. This is too fast.
The river keeps flowing.
We'll just see. I'm not really on anything serious right now, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want me to take you on a date and spend my money on
it? What's the point of a date if you're not even going to take me seriously?
I have 3 months limit. If you don't know where I stand in your life in 3 months, you will never know. That's when listen, I can see the door, I'll open it myself. 3 months, that's all you have. Like, you can have people just wasting your time.
And then it's just people that just desire you as well. They just like the way you look. And that's it. Just to be able to, just for you talking to them, that's it. That's all they need. They don't need anything more. Not to see you, just have that interaction.
There are people who actually like, I mean, you've tried to talk to them and they like you, but they just want the attention. So they'll act like they don't like you, so you can keep showing them the attention.
Especially in front of everyone else.
And then when you stop showing them the attention...
What's these games?
Babe,
IZZY.
You don't understand.
My God, this is too much effort.
This is what I'm trying to tell you, it's a lot.
I'm exhausted just listening to you
it's
guys.
hard, man.
Oh no.
It's hard. It's really hard. It's not a joke.
What I call it, games men play. And the thing is, when you stop showing them the attention...
And everyone thinks like heterosexual, as in they think that it's just so simple. Two men together is so simple.
It's not.
It's so easy.
It should be. It should be. Because it damn right should be. There's no reason why it should be complicated.
Everyone is trying
to
find
these men don't have a single clue at all. This is what I'm trying to say. They see everything. Do you have much time? You're this, you're this, and you're this. I'm everything. I'm the perfect package. But, you know, it's just too much for me. It's just too much for me.
But you do need a man who's secure in himself, though.
Definitely.
You to be honest, this is what I was telling you the other day, which was like, we're all coming for you. It's just like, if they're telling you something, believe them, right? You need somebody who's confident, who's secure in themselves, because you're so secure, you're so confident. So you just bring out their weaknesses, because there's a lot of people who are faking confidence. So believe them. If they say like, oh, you're too good for me, believe them. Let them go, because you're going to have somebody who's going to come into your life, who's going to be secure in themselves, that he's going to let you shine when you need to shine, because they know that is mine.
But why would you even open your mouth to say to someone? I will never see someone so hot, have everything I want, and be like, oh, you're too much for me.
Maybe they feel like
wouldn't you prefer it then for them to mess you about?
Well, yes. But I don't understand why you would bring yourself up to say something like that in the first place.
So time's got wasted.
And maybe they just feel like you're too good to be with someone as not confident as them, basic as them.
Not enough.
But I don't see myself like that. Because I'm not...
Oh, babe, don't make me do my speech.
Yeah,
Alright?
The thing is, it's not even about that. It's about... Obviously, you are confident, and to you, it's natural to be like that. But there are many people in our community that are broke, especially these people that go to, well, not all of them, these gym people. But Kevin, go on.
The issue with what Junior's just said is because, like, people say, okay, oh, you're too good for them, or whatever the situation might be. But the thing is, if you get to know someone. If you've not gotten to know someone, how do you even know if the person's too much for you, or if the person's not even good enough for you?
They're judging you on
exactly.
first appearance.
Exactly. You need to get to know someone before you can make your judgment whether the person's too this, too that, or too whatever.
That's true.
Do you see it as a cop out, maybe?
Yes, it is a cop out because they see us. That's what I mean. They see me in a club and they see the way I'm dressed, and it is easy to dismiss. This is what pisses me off with a lot of these stupid, idiotic men, right? Yes, idiots, because. You see some, if I'm in that element, let me explain something. I am in a gay club, right? I'm in a gay event. There's not many of those for us. There's not many times that I can go out and just be, it's like, you're not another person, but you can just be a version of yourself that you can't be every single day. So if I choose to do that, and you can see I'm enjoying myself, I'm not there, I could be different if I was dressed like that and to stand all night and just be giving everyone eyes up and down. I make myself like a fool. I'm laughing, I'm sweating, I'm winding, I'm having fun with my friends. So I don't understand how you can keep judging people based on an outing for gay people and then say they're too much or they're not real, the way they're dressed is like this, because it should be a place where everyone should be allowed to be whoever they want to be and how they want to be. That's the whole point of our events. That's why straight people like our events, because you're not getting that judgment in heterosexual clubs. It's different, but those people still bring that attitude here and then still judge you on that attitude in a place that you should not be judging people like that in the first place. That is where a lot of internal homophobia is. It's horrible. And then you take that, you go home and then you see a post or you see someone say something slick. Oh, I saw what you were wearing last night. You wasn't wearing much clothes as usual. You wasn't wearing like this. And then when they see you out in the daytime, oh my God, you got clothes on. Do you not understand that I'm fucking in a club? What am I meant to wear in the day? Do you expect me to wear fishnet and thong in the day as well? Because this is where the difference is. If I was in America, I swear to God, I feel like I would be appreciated beyond measures.
You would.
I feel like an American would appreciate how we are. All of us. I mean, I'm being serious. I've said this, innit? I feel like here, men just dismiss you over the most stupid things that they should be admiring. They should go out and see the way you're dancing and be you're brave, you're courageous, you're confident.
Yeah,
that should be attractive to them. The fact that you're like that you just don't give a fuck. That should be.
The thing is, but that's true, but they look for the wrong trades.
Yeah, look for the wrong trades.
For trades that wouldn't even matter.
They're looking for shoes. They're looking at shoes.
Yeah, the most stupid things. But still what's on our feet is nice. So what are you moaning about? You don't get to know someone outside, but you're already judging them in a place where you shouldn't be. You should be, the music is playing, it's good, it's sweaty. What do you want me to do? I'm going to dance. And if I don't choose to dress less, I'm going to dress like that, because if I go to a heterosexual club, I wouldn't have that. If there was no event where I would never be able to fully enjoy that part of clubbing, that should be why I should go out, to be able to.
But I just see that as common sense.
Yeah.
Like, why would you think? It's just like,
they're not.
I think so many people see people as. I'm telling you, but so many people see people as one-dimensional.
They probably judge you, man. They look at you.
I'm the same. We're all like that. Like when we go out, you know, we like to have a good time and everything like that. You're not going to see me serious, buttoned up like this. You're not going to see me. Everyone knows I'm a terrible drunk. Like, so I'm a lightweight. I don't know how to handle my alcohol. I have 2 drinks and I'm done. So, you know, you wouldn't think I was like a nice, respectable person. But we are just so like, there's so many dimensions to us. So please just use use common sense.
So someone is like, I need to.
There's so many elements to someone.
She was like, someone I was talking to was like, oh, if we do end up going out or whatever, I need to tame you. I need to tame you. I was like, tame me how?
To change you though.
But like, how can you tame me? Because naturally, if you're in a relationship, for one, I wouldn't be. I never went clubbing anyway. I never wore what I would wear.
The thing is, see the language, tame you. They already feel like they'll find it difficult to control a confident person like you.
But why would you want to control that? Obviously, I would adapt if I'm in a relationship.
No, but that's not how they're thinking.
Yeah.
But there's no way I would be the same. It's impossible. You wouldn't.
It's impossible.
I would never go out dressed like that. Why would I?
Unless you got your that's what you need to find
unless I have my partner with me.
You know, you need to have a partner where it's kind of like you wear, like what my partner says is like you wear single clothes when I'm with you.
Just sexy.
If I'm not with you, I don't want you to wear single clothes.
It's understandable.
So you still want somebody who is okay with who you are. I don't believe you should change yourself, and you have changed yourself previously before, and that didn't work.
No.
So don't have that mindset. They need to accept you for who you are and be proud of who you are. So if someone's coming into it wanting to change you, and you're not going to be happy, babe. You're not going to be. And tame what?
I know.
Well, it's like I'm some reckless
like animal.
And I'm not. I just go out and dance. What do you need to tame? My whining.
And plus, that is those kind of language is slippery. It's just these roads to domestic abuse.
He was a Nigerian.
Well, I don't know about that, but those are languages that are roads.
I need you to meet my parents. There's certain things that you cannot be wearing again. I need them to be able to look at your Instagram and not feel any type of way. But he was just saying all of this stuff. Like, but even if the parent was to look, I want a mum to love me.
That's what we're running away from Facebook.
Exactly. Parents, they don't know.
I think you should be happy. You can get a man that can do both. I'll give you feminine and masculine on a plate, honey.